Good evening. Hello. I'm very thrilled to have you all here at the Adventurers Club. For those who do not know me, we have not been introduced before. I am Club Curator Fletcher Hodges, and I am just a
such a sexy cat.
I know. Okay. Just a word of advice. Okay, this is where I talk and you don't. All right. For those who are wondering, for those who went to Florida public schools, curator means museum guy, which means I am in charge of all the artifacts you see throughout the club. That is true. I have personally mounted each and every object in the club. Sometimes twice. Sometimes twice. If they are not well screwed, they can sometimes fall down. They get in there. So, so I want you to sit back for the next 2.5 hours as we take a journey into history. Ooh. Ooh. Really, who are you texting? This is about me now, all right? Don't text the people who don't like you enough to actually go out in public with you. This young lady is like here. Is this your friend? Yes. Spend time with her! I call it the rudening of society. So I want you, now of course we begin our journey over 600 years ago in the land of Bali, where we have a representation of the Buddha, the famed Balinese Buddha. Oh, now somebody's sleeping. It's not like the radio, I can actually see you back there going, sweet Mary, this guy's boring. Yes, the Balinese Buddha is very different than the modern Hi. I think we covered the whole look. I can see you. All right. Where was I? Oh, I know. Before I go on to the Balinese Buddha, I have to tell you, some of your people are thinking, if these are so valuable, these artifacts, maybe I should slip one in my pocket and then sell it, sell it on an auction. But no. No. I'm talking to you, Chia Head. No. Wonderful. So as I said, the Balinese Buddha, very different than the modern interpretation. Usually we see the modern Buddha is usually represented as a smiling, large, chubby man with his hands on his belly. But the Balinese Buddha is very different. Right over here, you see? Yes, see, very different. Sometimes called the Atkins Buddha. So that is very. Yeah, I know. Now, some historians also believe that this porcelain piece next to it is also Buddha, but no. This is actually a much later piece, only about 125 years old. This is a representation of a sultan of Japan. This is part of a set. This is the Japanese Sultan Pepper Shaker. We're looking for the other one if anybody finds it for the match set. Oh, yeah. How many of you are familiar with the story of Moses? Moses, he went to Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go." Right? And the historians have shown that the Pharaoh in question is Ramses II. And from that period of Egyptian history, we have a piece called Ramses on the Porta Potty, right up there. Rumored to be solid gold, but no. It's actually gold foil over chocolate. Yes. Now, very rare to find one of those with the ears intact, because at Easter, you bite those bad boys right off. First thing to go. A very rare piece right over here from Africa, what we believe to be the very first prostate examiner. If you're very quiet right now, you can hear gentlemen in their late 30s and 40s, you can hear their butts clench. It's like a slide whistle. Now, of course, history has many famous personages. Florida public schools, people. Actual historical figures that have become taken on almost mythic proportions based on actual people like King Arthur or Robin Hood. And of course from Siam, we have this sailor who fought pirates and such, sailing the seven seas. How many of us have not heard the name Popeye the Sailor Man? Yes? I will translate the ancient Siamese on it. It says, Siam, what I am, and that's all that I can read. Oh yes, this piece here. Now, as I said, it is my job to know about the artifacts, but an object that remains a bit of a mystery is this cup right here. What we do know about it, it's about 2,000 years old and was used by a Jewish carpenter for dinner with 12 of his friends. We don't think it's valuable. And for some reason, Da Vinci thinks it's a woman. That's a bowl. Now over here, we have, speaking of from the ancient Ding Dong dynasty, created by the Emperor Ho-Ho. The history showed was a bit of a Twinkie, but this of course is the very first Chinese takeout container. Right over there. Of course, the chopsticks were invented later. Now if you know your Greek mythology, one of the rare Gila monster people right over here, half human, half Gila monster, I will greet him in his native tongue. If you know your Greek mythology, many of you will recognize the Greek god Prosthesis. And I'm sure many of the gentlemen are familiar with the Egyptian goddess Viagra right over here. Oh no, of course. Do you need this? Oh, thank you very much. I will show that to them later. Yes, but first I want to show one of my favorite pieces in the entire club, right over here from my home country of India. Right over here. Yes, right over here. This is of course a carving of a snake. Do you see the snake? This of course is the cobra. Now, I can tell you, you are so lucky, madam, that it's made of wood. Because had this been an actual cobra, they are very dangerous, especially when the hood is exposed. They can spit in the Indian spitting cobra, man. Another one of my favorite pieces is right over here, right there, right there. This, of course, right here is this, of course, is from Japan. This is the helmeted warrior. Is that on wide angle? Now, this is a very violent time in Japanese history. So wealthy families would make armor for the child, and it's hard to see the mask because it is black, but the mask covers all of the face. You better have a dollar system. Look, I'm out of job in a week. I need to make some money. Now, as I was saying, it is hard to see the mask because it covers all of the face but one eye. So you have all heard of the famous one-eyed helmeted warrior. This is it. And I know what you ladies are thinking. You're thinking it is so small. But it gets bigger. They will grow into the armor. I will arrange a private showing later. I am glad that the professor brought this in, Otis brought this in, because this is actually one of the most unusual artifacts in the entire club. All the way from Papua New Guinea, the Sepet River region, the Kandawe people. Now, people who have never been here before, and I do mean that, those who have never been here before, which is probably about 2 people, what do you think they worship in Papua New Guinea? No. You're close though. The yam, the sweet potato. It is the only source of food that will grow in their sandy soil. So they worship it as a god. They call it the bringer of life. And every year they have a giant yam festival. So how many have been to Papua New Guinea in the spring? Yes? Yes? Oh, yeah. Then you've been to the Jamboree. Yes. This is where farmers will take the finest of their crop and they will decorate it as such with, the shells to the eyes and some hair from a private collection. And now this is... That is uncanny. So this was presented to us from the chieftain's daughter, whose name was... Oh no! Oh, sir, could you get that for me? I'm so sorry. Madam, what did you please get that? Yeah, that's. Thank you very much. Yeah, just put that back on the board. Just put that back. There you go. I did not want to touch it. All right, thank you very much. I apologize for that minor mishap. Now, as I was saying, this is what farmers will stand in this.
Minor mishap, Fletcher. Come on, I made that happen. You'll remember last week the Celtic love you were.
Well, that friend down by itself was a coinky dinky.
But you were on the other side of the room.
When there was a wind blowing.
Which means stop pretending, Fletcher. You know I have powers. Now open these doors. We need to talk.
No.
Yes.
No. I don't accept your delusions of magical powers.
Well, I don't care what you accept and don't accept. Come on, do it.
No, I will not.
Please.
No.
All right, I guess you won't mind if I put on the little Jade Shiva of yours.
No, please not the Jake
Then there's
Shiva.
a dusty baby samurai.
Not the one I numbered in
Then
water.
there's always your favorite.
Don't you touch my cobra.
I'd rather not. But I will if I have to.
No, fight. What do you want, you paranormal bully?
Oh, Fletcher, I have me cooped up in here all day. I'm getting cabinet fever. I need air.
Fine. Listen to me. Fine. Okay.
Air.
Okay. I am giving a lecture. There are people here, so behave yourself.
You're giving your lecture and there's still people here?
Watch yourself on the corner.
Hello? Sorry, I cannot wait.
And everybody.
They pity me. Listen to that.
Yes. It's a little bit of a pity party. Everyone, this is the Beazle of the Lamp, a partial member of the club and a full-time pain in my nether regions. This is highly improper, Beazle.
Hey, Fletcher, where's Trish and Yvette? Oh, we could have a made Beazle sandwich.
Now, this is what I am talking about. The club will not stand for this behavior.
Oh, come on, Fletcher. I have feelings. You know what I'm doing here all day? I pace.
I don't.
Back and forth. Back and forth.
What you do in your spare time is no concern of mine.
You're a big selfish duty head. Haven't you ever been in love?
Yes.
Let me guess, with a farm animal or a turtle or something.
Just because a woman has a slight beard does not make her a goat.
When she starts eating cardboard, then you gotta think about it.
Beazle.
And she, lives under a bridge. Chasing a troll.
Beazle. Tell me what you want, what you really want.
I'll tell you what I really want. I want a body.
What?
A body. I want a body.
A body?
Yeah, you know that nippy stuff from the neck down? I'm not complaining. Things could be worse than being the head. I could have been a behind.
From my point of view, the similarities are striking.
Oh, Fletcher, I'd be slapping my knee right now if I had one. But you see, the maid will not take me seriously until I get the body. Arms, legs, all the essentials.
Listen to me, the major valuable employee besides all the good bodies are taken.
Not big Tarzan. I just like a little something down below, please.
I am begging your pardon.
It's better not being able to scratch, but I ain't got nothing that itches.
That's it, I'm shutting the doors upon you.
Fletcher! I don't mean father's insurance.
You would not dare.
Oh, wouldn't I? I would hate to say what would happen if I got angry.
What?
All of your precious history.
No.
Read those still history.
No, please don't. This is...
Zim, zalabim, abracadabra.
No.
Barack Obama.
No. Sing with me. It's his favorite song. Okay. Who's it?
Oh yeah, rub the head. Oh yeah, who's your head in the box?
All right.
Who's your head in the box?
You are.
Say my name.
Beazle.
That's right.
Now calmly. Tell me it is what you want.
I want a body from a good family. No tattoos.
That leaves this guy out.
I want Tish and Yvette's telephone numbers.
Let's see. Tish is in the men's room. Yvette is in the girls' room. So,
That says a lot about the girls then. And I would also like sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
Chin wraps.
Yes.
Breath mints.
extra strength.
Please.
Yes.
And curiously strong, if you don't mind.
Okie dokie.
Yes, and the sheet of, let me say, chin wrist, did I say yes?
Yes, you-
and a new shower can, this one is smelly.
Oh, you are right.
Yes, I'm sorry.
All right, I will do my best for you.
Wait, a sheet of light paper too. One fly gets in here, it gets mayhem.
Oh, yes,
And it's love bug season.
Oh.
Oh, that's love bug. They fly around all over the place having the sex.
Yes, they do.
And if you drive down the road with your mouth open,
Yeah.
they fly in your mouth while they're having sex.
I have a dream like that one.
In your mouth.
Not that pretty. You're
You
doing
may want to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
In your mouth.
In your the copulating.
In your mouth. You know, if you had a wind, sometimes I'll fly through with my lantern and the love bugs they'll smash up against my glass.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, and there's all these dead little bugs
Like all over
with
there.
tiny little smiles.
Ain't I happy? Anything else for you, my friend?
I think.
That's it.
How about you shake on it for me?
Okay.
Oh!
He did. Can you believe it?
What about you shake your hand with my tongue?
Not after all that sex in your
In
mouth.
my mouth.
Are you done? Everybody, Beazle may not have a body, but please give him a hand, okay? And I wish I could continue with my lecture, but no. I have to find a body shop that's open late on a Sunday. Oh sure, but the sex in the mouth, you're all over that. This guy was like, sex in the mouth! But I do a little clever play on words, like, that was stupid. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to have our lovely maid. We are about to have our lovely maid do a show in the library. Now, there's a lot of people out there, so just push people out of the way. Alright? But from all of us, we want to thank you very much for attending my lecture. It really has been my pleasure to give it to you. Honestly, thank you very much. I'm very proud of this lecture, and I'm glad I got to do it for you. And from all of us, namaste and kangaroos, all right?